everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing this Junk combo deck that I either got from Ash or Swayze, and I don't actually know which one did it, as obviously a lot of decks kind of pass around in the pre-release kind of event that they do. But with that said, we are playing a deck that revolves around this specialist where we get to sacrifice artifacts and deal 2 damage. Whenever you sacrifice an artifact, this creature deals 2 damage to target opponent, and it makes a lander token, which is pretty awesome, but oftentimes we're actually just sacrificing that to some other mean other than itself. But if we have to, we can obviously do that. And then we have the Zealot. This is a very awesome card, one of the better outlets in terms of sacrificing that we can be playing. Sacrifice creature and artifact, surveil 1. The surveil is not super relevant as much as it could be in like a raised pass deck, but it is relevant here whenever we have kind of this going on, along with weapons manufacturing. Whenever a non-token artifact you control enters, create a colorless artifact named Munitions, which whenever this token leaves the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target, which obviously goes incredibly well with the specialist. So for example, if we have a specialist and a Munitions in play, and we do something like play an artifact or 2 with a Zealot online, you can actually sacrifice that Munitions, dealing 4 damage, and then the other artifacts as well, dealing an additional 2 from here. Not necessarily from here, but it all kind of comes together, with our top end being the Rotten Mouth Viper. With that said, dive right into the games. Again, I am at Gen Con. These videos are going to be way shorter than I would like, especially for a new set. But I leave today because I work it, and it's Tuesday, and that is the day that this set comes out, and it doesn't drop until 2, and I leave at 5. So I have 4 videos to try to do in that time frame, which is very hard, and ranked is down, so I am playing in public play. So I am sorry about all that, but with that said, let's go ahead and game. All right, cool. All this pausing for nothing. Sweet. A lot of life gain. This is gonna be a grueler, it seems. Okay, 2 Legion Extruders is pretty cool. I kind of want to get this down, but I just don't know if that actually makes sense. Do I need to pop these? I just see white. Actually, I think I do play this. It's a little bit weird. Well, we make this lander token, but we're probably not going to actually use this lander token. Most likely, we're going to play this Verge, and then we're going to sack the lander token to an Oblivion to pop a creature, and then we're going to play Legion Extruder to pop the other creature. Okay. Wow. This is going to answer that, obviously. Sure. Makes sense to me. Rottenmouth Viper is a great follow-up to have here. So let's go Legion Extruder here. Let's pop the flyer. And then let's go... Honestly... Let's take this and do this. And does 2 damage to each opponent, but we're kind of sliding backwards a little bit. Obviously, we still got some work to do. Don't really like doing that a ton. Exile here. Sure. That's not really a creature I'm relying on. This is a creature I'm relying on significantly more. So this happens. And we could technically maybe find something for this. I don't think we actually have anything for that. Pop here. And honestly, it might just be play the Viper on a dry board and just pop both of these and hope it's enough. But I don't know if that's necessarily that good. So let's play here. Let's play here. And let's end turn. Honestly, if we can get to the mana point, we might just try to hard cast this the best we can where we don't really actually give up too much. This is one of the reasons we do that. Obviously, they're going to get my Zealot, I would assume. Sure. And land comes in. Sure. If you do, when this attack may pay 2. If you do, create 2/2. I just don't like the fact that I kind of lose this. Yeah, I guess. Back here. Yeah, pay that, of course. combat here. Can't do that. Gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a really long game, I think. Sure. Yeah. Sure. Uh-huh. Well, that's a pretty good one. So if I could play this when a non-token artifact enters. Let's go with just submitting like this token. I don't really want to give up anything, right? Like I just want to play a Rotten Mouth and keep my stuff. This is a better if I find a card. What for 1 white mana do you have at instant speed? Like a protection spell or something? Odd mouth? They just take the damage because that does totally make sense. I will say the weird part's going to be if they do exile this, I kind of just want to sack it, which sucks. But, alright, a Shelter by Ghost, I guess I don't sacrifice it, right? I let that go. Whenever a non-token artifact creature you control enters, create it. Okay. Sure. We find a way to answer this. The world may never know. Or immediately we do. Weapon manufacturing. Go here. And we're doing it this way, so if they play another soft creature like this with a low amount of toughness, we can actually... That does not work. This is a sacrifice, unfortunately. Which sucks a bit. And there's a Viper. I did not deal the damage, so thankfully we did it that way anyway. But the thing I was bringing up and something to note is doing it this way means I basically have an instant speed removal spell at any point if they played, for example, another one of these, right? And they try to shelter it or something. Well, we can sacrifice this munitions and deal 2 damage to it before that shelter attaches, and that would obviously work out pretty well for us. So with that said, we move on. Aggro. That's us. That is us. Green. Okay. Interesting. Let's get this down. Get a lander down. Because honestly, in this point, I might actually just sack the lander to go get a land. Because I think it comes in tabbed, right? Yeah. UFO. Okay. Well, I will say, I do not like that card that much. Get a lander or not. Let's do this, actually. This is a ton of damage. And then we can actually pop this by sacrificing this, right? And now they're going to take 4. Plus the extra 3. So they're taking 7 here. And they have nothing on board. With a green colorless land. Just like that, down to 11. They can't activate this to make a fish next turn to pop this, I guess. But... they don't. Okay. Oh, the hits just keep coming. Have you removed that? Come in. And they're 100% dead next turn. And a board wipe does not seem like a card I have to worry about here. Because we get to play the Zealot and then sacrifice, 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 sacrifice. And that's 8 damage alone. Actually, it's 16. That's 8 damage off of one of these alone. Which is kind of crazy now that I've said that out loud. Sure. Just hoping that they're not dead. But, I mean, just sacrificing this is 4 damage. It's not close. So, pretty cool what they're trying to do. They're trying to put an Ugin into play, but we're just too fast here. And I want to show this part off more than anything. So, as you can see, 2 damage, sacrifice the other thing, 2 damage, 2 damage. And we win that game very, very quickly. So, yeah, cool. Well, I guess we're mulliganing. Sure. Viper's got to go, unfortunately. I don't don't have the space stomping ground on? What am I doing? Somebody help. I can't believe I've done this. It's the aggro deck. We're going to go ahead and shock. We're going to hold. I'll willingly trade this. I don't really care. In a spot like this, I think. Capital City. Okay. UFO. Oh, no attack here. Okay. Whenever a non-token artifact you control enters, create a colorless artifact named your mission. Okay. Starting town down. Let's play munitions. We'll look to probably do this next turn with another starting town where we can do this. We can destroy. It's kind of funny that spacecraft is exclusive to this set because this feels like a card that should have spacecraft on it. I know it's from Final Fantasy, but like, come on. It would actually have been a pretty cool like teaser leaning in, but obviously Final Fantasy was its own unique thing, so. Okay, okay. Nice. Nice. We do have to get rid of this. Rotten Mouth Viper, an interesting card coming up here. Shouldn't have played this land first. Probably should have used this, but... Actually, we can sack the Tithing Blade, I guess. We'll see what they prioritize here. Sure. I guess I can also sacrifice this munitions. Wait, we get to clear the whole board here. Hold up. Everybody pause. Everybody freeze. We actually played it correctly, which is crazy. They draw one. Nice. We do here. And then we destroy this. Make a black. Sacrifice munitions. Do 2 damage here. The whole board is getting cleared. Weapon munition, kind of broken. It's actually pretty good with this, honestly, more than anything. But they'll have 5 mana coming into this turn. They can warp the one guy that's like a 6-drop or something. Then we can get in there and attack with that. And then we have a Viper that's looking pretty solid coming up. I don't know what all I'll be sacrificing to it, to be honest, but... Ginger Brute, not the best kind of thing I've seen, but... Sacrifice creature deals 3 damage to any target. Target player draws 3 cards and gains 3 life. That's 10 mana, though. We'll play here. I think I want to max my mana here and just sacrifice this and this. Is this until my next turn? Correct. I don't really want to get rid of the weapons. Oh, brutal. You decide. Rotten Mouth Viper ready to scrap it up here. A lot of mana hit. Fortunately, we also had to maul our hand one too, which is a bit tough. I do think here I get to dodge. I do think I get to dodge getting hit with like an Ugin, right? 2, 4, 5, 6. Ugin 7, I believe. Oh, we flipping coins? We gambling? That's what I'm talking about. Gamble up. Ending colorless is a really weird way to... Like, answering Viper here is just weird. I would assume. Just colorless, I feel like it has to be weird to answer, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, I've been wrong before. I can be wrong again. I'm down. Alright. Legion Extruder, which is actually pretty good here. So we'll play this. That is what? Hexproof. Okay, well, we can't answer that regardless of what we do. We get to pump this. We can make a weapon munition, which is great. And then we can always sacrifice and deal 2 damage to something here later. But we attack with this. Now it goes to 2. And now they either take like 4 life for each one, or they start sacrificing stuff. And they don't get the block before this. So the Viper is going to do a ton of damage. Okay. Bet. And they block. Okay. Correct choice, because if you sacrifice that, you actually take more. It's a bit weird, but Legion Extruder are going to be a very good card here. This is any target, by the way, so that's great. And there's Eugene. You don't mean that, bro. Come on. Relax. Preparation yields success. I don't really feel like I can answer Ugin that well, to be honest. here. And another land with an Ugin in play. I think this game's just over. We'll just move on. I mean, I can't win just top decking lands every turn, so it is what it is. Start off with the town, go right into the Draught, probably. Can't imagine there's a ton I have to answer right away. Actually playing a more keepable hand here than the 3 Viper hand. Guess we go here. It's kind of the same value train, right? Draw another Zealot. Sure. Goblins, maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? I think I'm gonna go here. I mean, I guess the way I tap my mana, it didn't really matter. I could have used this knowing that this is a draw, but this is kind of a... this is destroy, right? Yeah, it is. So we go here. We play a weapons munition, right? Yeah. We play here. Weapon munitions comes down. Then a little part of me thinks I shouldn't Viper. I don't want to give this up. Like, I understand Viper's good, but Day of Judgment also makes me vomit, right? Horus, I would have to assume Caretaker, Talent Control. I don't know what else it would be, obviously. Alright, sure. A proposition, you say? I'm gonna draw some cards, I guess. What you got, boss? You have a spell to cast to remove my 2/1 or not? If it's a get lost, I really hope you do it. Down to Shock Descend. Don't necessarily think it's going to matter too much. Let's try to do this to see if our opponent's willing to interact. Okay, nothing there. Using the Extruder is pretty good in a spot like this. 4 here. How's it going to tap this? Perfect. Munitions. We'll take Legion here. We'll take another land. That's fine as well. I mean, if you have a Sunfall Dog, I'm like, oh, no! Oh! Good game, actually. Okay. Not Sunfall, the new Sunfall. I thought they were saying good game because they were just going to land, do that, blow me out of the game. And I was going to be like, okay, yep, yes, sir. Correct. Good game. My bad. All right. So with this deck, it is pretty cool, honestly. I don't even remember exactly. This either came from Ash or it came from... I watch his stuff a lot. Why can't I think of his name? Swayze. This was either Ash or Swayze inspired for sure. I think I changed to play the Tithing Blade because I didn't want Indestructible or Hexproof to kind of bother me. So I ended up swapping to this. This is the main change I made. But overall, it's a pretty sweet deck. The only card I'm like kind of lukewarm on is this one specifically because it's like good and I like it. But I don't know why. I haven't been a big fan of this card in a really long time, and I don't really have a solid foundation on why. But other than that, I think this card is kind of legit, to be honest. I think that part where the fact that I had 2 of them, and it was just like, yeah, if you play your Sacrifice Outlet, which we have, we're going to deal 16 damage that they can't really do, and that's after we go to combat and hit them with everything, right? And Weapons Munition is obviously a pretty sweet card as well. Non-token artifact you control, entering, create a colorless one, and having that sack outlet just makes it super kind of cool and dominant, which I like a lot as well. It's also sweet to get this card to actually be good again, which is fun. So with all that said, I'm going to call it there. Like I said, I'm still obviously gone in Gen Con. So with that said, I hope you all enjoy. I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.